What's up, boys? I had an idea here for a video or a couple of videos. I've been having an idea for a while now, and I finally figured I'm gonna go ahead and try. My editing, my equipment, all this shit is average to below average. I've never made a video. I've had this account for a long time. I've never once made a video, uploaded a video, anything like that. So this is the first try. So bear with me with the bad audio quality. I gotta use what I have here. I gotta work with what I got. But the idea of this series, and it's a series, if people take to it and give decent feedback and say we want to see this continue, then I'll keep doing the research because it's a lot to look into. Again, I don't know how to put videos together and shit, so I'm doing the best I can. I don't care about the likes and dislikes. I expect his wheelchairs to come in here and dislike it and whatever. I don't care if he sub. I don't care about that. The only thing I'm gonna look at is the comments. That's what's gonna tell me if I need to continue this going forward, if I need to just abandon it, what I need to improve on it, what sucks about it. I'm gonna take the comments seriously. I know most of the regular detractors and people in the comment section. Y'all see me all the time in the comments. I see y'all, so I know who y'all are. I trust your word. But again, this is just something to see what makes these people tick, why they latch on to this guy, and just how crazy some of these people are. Again, this is just part one of it. There's going to be more to come, assuming y'all want to see this. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. The very first message here we got, this was after he switched his name from OIC to Dr. Tony Huge. And this was last year some point. I'll probably go back and add the dates maybe in the description. But right now we're just looking at the picture. And again, the quality's bad because I had to pull these up and screenshot them and blow the picture up. So forgive that. But the message states, it's 100 bit cheer, of course. It says, trust me, I'm here almost every day, so I know your situation. So I know the difference between one good night versus a good week / month / year, etc. Just saying that not everyone watches you as religiously as me, so they might not know. Just saying that not everyone watches you as religiously as me, so they might not know. Number one is pathetic. I mean, and I'm trying not to make this about just ranting, because I could do that all fucking day. And I'm sure most of you could as well. But I'm trying to just stick to what we got here. So this was in response to DSP crying about a slow night and low tips last year at some point. And this was right after he changed his name from OIC to Dr. Tony. He was trying to hide, but he already got busted at this point. But think about that, man. Like, do you watch Tevin religiously? Like, I'm a fan of Tevin. I like Tevin. I like GTG. Shout out to the homie. I like watching Snort Brunel's videos. I like watching Ann Lee, James Lesser. Anybody that takes the time to put out content, I will watch. But damn, not everyone watches you as religiously as me, so they might not know. It makes you sound pathetic. It makes you sound like you have nothing else in your life to attach yourself to or to do, or it's just pathetic. And you're going to see as the messages go along the level of what we're dealing with here. But this is one I wanted to start with for sure. And we got message number 2 here. Just straightforward, as you can tell. There's nothing to go too far into, but just think about this, man. I mean, what content creator, what YouTuber, who are you gonna send the money and say love you, Phil? Like, it's not even, hey, I love you, man, you're a good guy. No, it's love you, Phil, with the heart attached to it. Like, what is that? Why would you send that? Why would you say that in public? I understand, man, if you're a fan of the guy, but who says this? You think I'm gonna go to GTG's page and say, GTG, I love you? No, I'm not gonna do that, because GTG will probably smack me right in the face, and he would be right to do that. This is just weird. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Thank you. All right, and here we got message number 3. Honestly, didn't even know or thought we would have hit the tier 2 sub goal already, to be honest. Now that we've hit it, I'm going to focus more on contributing via tips and cheers since it looks like Murdoch covered me during the day stream today. Okay. Obviously this was last year. This was during the vest streak. But I mean, is Phil your employer? Are you on a fucking work shift? Did Murdoch cover your shift in the day stream today? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you paying to come to work? Apparently you called in on the day stream. Murdoch, who I've heard people suggest that that's Swaggins. I believe it, but whatever. Who cares? Murdoch covered you during the day. He covered your shift during the day stream. Keep in mind, this guy's not a fucking mod at this point. Apparently, it's his shift to come in here and deliver subs and just basically give Phil money. This is beyond fucking pathetic, man. This is what we're dealing with. Looks like Murdoch covered for me during the day stream today. And you know what? I wish I would have added the clip, because Phil's reaction, he tried to play stupid when he read this. But then he tried to cover it up afterwards. Like, oh yeah, Murdoch. Yeah, you mean Murdoch? He was really supportive today. Yeah. And then he just blew it off. And it's like, why are you saying this stuff, man? Do you realize what you sound when you say this shit? But here we go. Dr. Tony Huge late to his work shift today for Phil. Not only does he not get paid, he fucking pays to work for this guy. There you go. All right. And then the next message. Hey Phil, I'm about to head out to the gym before it closes. Just wanted to post a reminder to everyone in stream chat. Since we are close to the break, we are just over 2/3 of the tips goal today. It would be super awesome and amazing if we could hit 169. And I think the message might have continued, but it got cut off at that point. What the fuck? So he's doing multiple things here. He's subtly telling the other Paypigs that he's leaving and he's not going to be there to tip. Number one, that's what he's doing, because he doesn't need to send money to say this. Number two, he's doing Phil's, again, he fucking works for Phil. He's doing his job for him. Just wanted to post a reminder to everyone in stream chat. He's basically doing what Phil does before he goes to breaks. Every 15 minutes, he just, you know how he does his little reminder, his begs. It's pathetic, man. He thinks, and this, you're going to see this the more we go along in this, hopefully series, but at least this video. He thinks he's part of the team. He thinks he's DSP. He thinks he's like Cat, maybe. I don't know. Cat, however you want to say it. He thinks he's her. He thinks he's like, they're a triangle. They're a threesome. I don't know what is fucking wrong with this guy. Like, could you imagine going to Tevin's stream or Ann Lee's stream and posting in there, hey guys, we haven't had some tips in a while. Just a reminder, if Ann Lee hits the 200, and by the way, Ann Lee, I saw you fucking tip $100 to DSP. I got you, motherfucker. I'm onto your shit. But if somebody went in there and said, hey guys, we haven't hit the tip goal. Ann Lee hasn't had a tip in a while. Just a reminder, if you want to see him put on the shades and the vest, send a big tip in, guys. No, motherfucker, I don't work for you. And motherfucker, you don't work for Phil. What is wrong with you, man? Jesus. All right. And by the way, I was joking about Ann Lee tipping him, obviously. Somebody tipped $100 to DSP the other night, and it was under his name. And I guess they were fucking with him. But anyways, the next message. Well, you know what they say, Phil. All good things must come to an end eventually. 175 vest streak is still massively awesome and positive. If it ends tonight, I will play that song by the All American Rejects, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he's trying to drum up sympathy. Again, he's doing Phil's job for him, trying to drum up sympathy from the Paypigs, trying to motivate them to tip. But he's also stroking Phil's little ego. And I emphasize little, but he's stroking his little fucking ego. If the vest streak ends, which he knew it wasn't, he made fucking claims it was going to go to like 300 anyways. So what's the point of sending these besides just giving him money, which the only thing Phil cares about, obviously. He doesn't care about you, OIC. He doesn't care about anybody else. He cares about himself and cares about money. But that's the other thing he's doing. He's bigging up his little ego, because if the best streak were to end, it's still massively awesome and positive. Dude, Again, this is not your fucking job. Why don't you let him worry about it, Indy? Why don't you let him worry about what he needs to worry about? Just sit there and fucking listen to the stream, watch the stream, comment every now and then, and just don't say stupid shit. This is exactly what it is. Stupid shit. All right, then next one. This is a little more recent. Matter of fact, this was just the other night when DSP did a $3,000 marathon. Which, by the way, there's more proof coming out that he had already got paid that fucking day. He knew he had already got paid. He still did the fucking marathon knowing he had gotten paid. Lied about it all day long that he didn't know if he was going to get his fucking payment when he already got it. But we're going to let that play out. The fucking guy's a liar. We already know this. He lied again. What's shock? But look at this fucking message from OIC. But yeah, honestly, this is much less than what you used to make via subs and cheers, I'd imagine. That $3,000 goal is what he's talking about. Then at the bottom, so I'm not freaking out at all over it. Well, again, it's not your fucking position or your job to freak out. Number two, how do you know what he makes? How the fuck would you know? Number three, he had already got paid. He's blatantly lying to your face. He had already gotten paid. And he knows why he got banned. Other people have already said this. I'm not going to go too much into it. He knows what he got, not banned, I'm sorry, departnered. He knows what he got departnered for. More than likely it was for that PW dub shit. More than likely that's what it was for. He doesn't want to admit to it, obviously, because it makes him look really, really bad. And then the whole PayPal thing, major riot, all this shit makes him look bad. So he's not going to admit to anything that makes him look bad. He'd rather just lie and feign ignorance, just like he feigns distress. But, I mean, look at these fucking messages, dude. It's not your business what he makes. I'm not freaking out at all over it. Motherfucker, it's not your concern. Even at the end of the marathon, when he didn't hit the fucking goal, guys, don't worry. It almost like sometimes I feel like he's talking directly to IOC with some of these messages, or OIC with some of these messages, or some of these sayings that he does. Guys, don't worry. Please don't worry. We didn't hit the goal. It's not the end of the world. This is after saying earlier in the fucking stream that it was really, really bad if they didn't hit the goal. He was going to be in a lot of trouble. That's almost a direct quote. And at the end of it, don't worry. Please don't worry. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to move forward positively and see what happens tomorrow. That's because you got fucking paid already. And you tried to, what's the saying? You want your cake and eat it too? That's what he tried to do. And look what OIC is saying. He's buying this shit, man. Look at these messages. What's wrong with you, dude? All right, here's another message. This is just him subtly, giving hints to the other Paypigs. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one. Just good night, Phil. I'm gonna take off for now. I really hope you hit the tips goal for tonight. But if you don't hit it, 167 is still really good and really positive. Again, just more of the same, stroking his little ego, but at the same time, definitely telling the other Paypigs, I'm not getting this tonight. Somebody else is gonna have to do it. And some of these nights he did this and he stayed in there like Derek does. He stayed in there and he still tipped and he still, he wanted to make sure. But that's all he's doing in this fucking message. Just letting the other Paypigs know he's not going to be there to work his shift tonight. All right, here's another message. Someone made a name in chat named Cat the Horse insulting your wife that needs to be banned. He's also been saying detractor shit in chat. So here he is just, blatantly snitching, sending money to snitch, trying to get other people banned. And this is something that's important. I almost feel like when Phil says those things about somebody emailed him behind the scenes or he got feedback behind this, it's OIC. And the reason is this motherfucker, look what he does, man. He wasn't a mod. Nobody asked him to do this. He's just in there snitching on people. Again, like he thinks he's part of the fucking team. He's part of the three-way. He has to defend Cat's honor. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you? You're not a mod. It's not your job to do this. And so what if somebody has a name in there like that? So what? Let Phil handle that. It'll get handled eventually. But here he is just snitching. This is why it's really bad that he's a mod now too, because this fucking guy gathers dirt on people. You know, we've seen leaks before. By the way, shout out to Anani. Shout out to Anani, man. I doubted that fucking guy from the very beginning. I was right there front and center saying this guy's full of shit. Don't trust him. I don't believe him. And he came through and then some. So shout out to Anani, man. Big ups on that. Big ups DRS Gangster back in the day when he leaked that other shit. You know, all these little, and by the way, shout out to anybody who's going to be a whistleblower in the future. Shout out to anybody that's going to leak that shit, whether you do or not, whatever. But, you know, if you're a whistleblower, we're not going to call you a detractor. We're not going to call you anything. We're going to call you a whistleblower. So shout out if y'all come out and show some more shit. But OIC is gathering shit on people, man. He's gathering info on people behind the scenes. He's snitching on people. Imagine if he was a fucking mod when this PW Dub shit happened. Still in there just blatantly sharing fucking a picture. And by the way, PW Dubs, man, why would you even send that? Why? Just to stay in DSP's chat. Why? But imagine OIC was mod then. You want this motherfucker having your information and no telling what he's telling Phil behind the scenes, and I hate even saying that. But this fucking guy's a little snitch, and the next picture is gonna show that even more. Piece of shit. Alright, next message. Be on the lookout for Mobile Game Addict and Big Pimp Daddy in the stream chat. Something detractors. I don't know what the fuck that is, but and actually, you know what? I remember. And by the way, if you're curious how I got these messages, Paypig Go is the reference. I was doing some research on something a while back, and you know, I just, like I said, I never put it together, but I'm doing it now, obviously. But you can go to Paypig Go, and you can type in whatever you want to type in, whatever reference you want to use. The only problem is it'll bring up all the times that Phil's actually, so it basically catalogs his streams, and you can search by keyword. So if you want to search for horse or whatever, you just type that in and it'll bring up all the instances of when Phil has said that. Sometimes he doesn't pronounce his words properly or clearly, and I'm guilty of that too. You read stuff too fast, 100-bit cheer, you know. So not every instance comes up, but a lot of these, I was just doing research and I was just looking into stuff. And so this is how I came a lot of these. But this one sticks out in my mind because the video clip, Phil's trying to read it and he's trying to pronounce Mobile Game Addict, and he's trying to like fuck it up on purpose because he's embarrassed to say Mobile Game Addict because that's exactly what he is. So I remember this specifically. He's saying like, be on the lookout for Mobile Game Addict. Okay. And you know, then he reads the rest of it. He's like, all right, and he just blows it off and keeps fucking doing whatever he's doing. But again, more snitching by this fucking guy before he was a mod. More just him digging up dirt on people, trying to make people look bad. Guy's a bitch. Alright, and then this message, this doesn't really have anything to do with the main part of the video that I've covered so far. This is something different. So originally I was under the impression that OIC was somebody else before he was OIC, right? And I had a few talks with people. I'm not going to say any names. And, you know, we're just trying to figure out, is this guy somebody who's been in chat before? Because this dude talks a lot of shit, man. And when you tend to talk a lot of shit, people start to say, you know what, fuck it then, man. I'm going to look into this. You know, I'm going to find out what I can. And, you know, this was just something that piqued my interest. So the message is, hey, Phil, have you ever played Golden Sun for the GBA? Just wondering. I think one of those games would be a good choice for the viewer's choice game if we hit the sub goal for July. So, you know, nothing really too odd about this except Golden Sun for the GBA is, to me, it's an oddly specific reference. I'm not a huge video game player. I do like, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA. I'm a sports guy. So I play all the sports games. But I'm not, you know, I'm not into the Japanese culture type games. I'm not into, you know, I do like the Nintendo. I mean, I do still play the Nintendo from time to time, original Nintendo. But anyways, when I was originally looking into this one stuck out to me. And you'll see why in the next message. All right, so, you know, Golden Sun, again, just stuck out to me. So I searched Golden Sun Paypig go, and I only got one other response or one other result, and it was by somebody named Crystal Laser. Now, I'm not saying Crystal Laser was OIC. It's just a pretty big coincidence, and looking into it more, I don't think he is, but again, you never know. And by the way, I did see Crystal Laser's Twitter. That's why I don't think it's OIC. But anyways, the message reads, GBA Marathon through emulators, Mega Man Battle Network, Mario and Luigi, Golden Sun, and more. I'll keep campaigning for it until everyone else gives in. So here we have Golden Sun and GBA again. And then now this guy wasn't around when OIC was around. This is before OIC's time, but not a super long time, maybe like 6 months to a year prior to OIC. And here he is, I'll keep campaigning for it until everyone else gives in. So to me, it sounds like he's trying to get it for a, what's the goal, like the sub goal or whatever, when he picks a game based off of what everybody nominates. That's what it sounds like to me he's doing. And again, I haven't heard too many people ask about Golden Sun on the GBA, Game Boy Advance. And then when you look at the previous message, OIC's asking about, has he ever played Golden Sun for the GBA? And he's thinking, oh, it'll be a good choice for the sub goal. If we hit the sub goal, it'll be a good nomination for you to play. Again, this is just, me putting 2 and 2 together back in the day when I was first researching this. I don't think they're the same person. They could be. And if OIC disappears, then you'll know it is him, but I don't think it is. But just something very, very odd. But then as we go forward, the next couple of messages, again, it just shows you more into the mind of these people that are DSP fans, and just, why do they do this? What is wrong with these people? All right, so here's another message from Crystal Laser. So, if I offered to get a Game Boy player and a GameCube for you, would you be open to Game Boy games? I know more than just me would like to see some games like Golden Sun. So here's another Golden Sun reference. Who does that sound like to you? Offering him to buy him consoles and shit. Now, I know OIC isn't the only one, although I know the consensus also was that OIC is the one that brought him that controller when DSP didn't need the controller. So here's somebody just, a former Paypig, former cuck, offering to buy games and consoles for this guy, and it's just like, dude, why? Just why, man? Just because you're so desperate to see somebody else play a game. Number one, just fucking ask the guy, hey, would you play this game? Let him do it. You don't need to buy him shit. What's wrong with you, man? So that was another thing early on that had me connecting it to OIC, just because, but again, that's not the only person that would do this. We see that by his wish list and stuff like that. So it's another ridiculous message by one of his pay pigs. All right, here we see more of the same. Hey Phil, if I gave you the money one day, would you be willing to play the Shantae games when you have time? I don't know what game those are, what game that is, so whatever, but just more of the same. It wasn't enough that you asked him the first time that he ignored your message about the Game Boy and GameCube and whatever. You had to send him more money, you had to ask him again, he had to ignore your question again. And it goes back to, are you going to Tevin's stream or Ann Leet's streams and saying, hey, can I buy you a PlayStation 5? Would you play this game for me if I bought you this PlayStation 5? I mean, they take it because it's a PlayStation 5, obviously, but why? Just why, man? What is wrong with these people? What is going through their minds? Ridiculous. And again, it was just back in the day, and more, in my mind at the time, evidence that maybe this is OIC because he has some of the same motives, but again, I don't think that's the case. All right, and then again, when I was talking to people back then, or when I was looking this stuff up, another idea people had was that OIC might be Planet Jeff. I saw some coincidences for sure. I don't think it's that they're the same person. But you know, there's some coincidences. But then again, it's not just that. It's like looking into what these guys are saying and their mindset and why they're doing this. So here we have, and by the way, Planet Jeff was not there around the time OIC was. He was with Crystal Laser as well. So they both can't be the same person, obviously. But you know, if you want to go look into Planet Jeff, go to Kiwi Farms. Shout out to Kiwi Farms, by the way. And look up the Planet Jeff stuff. That was pretty crazy. But here he tipped $21. My last MC tip, which I'm assuming that's Minecraft, to you caused a massive amount of grief directed at me, but I really don't care. They don't understand and they never will. I do find it funnily ironic I named a cat a little before the little Jasper reveal. I had no idea DSP had a cat. Okay, this is fucked up on multiple levels. Number one, they don't understand and they never will. I really don't care. They don't understand and they never will. That is a scary thing to say to somebody. It's fucked up and it's just like something's not right. This is the type of shit, you know, they don't understand and they never will. This is the type of shit you say to a female. Like when you're simping for a female, you know, your homeboys or whoever's telling you, bruh, she ain't good for you. You need to ditch her. She's a bad influence. She's a hoe, whatever. Excuse me, I just hit the mic. And your response is, baby, I don't care. They don't understand and they never will. What brings you to say that to DS fucking P of all people? What is wrong with you? And we all know this guy tipped a fucking, what was it, $1,000 on the Jasper reveal. You know, we know that was fucking, he talked to him beforehand. We know it, that he might not have told him $1,000 specific, but he said he was going to come through with a big contribution. And we know that because we know there's fucking evidence of Phil talking with people behind the scenes, begging them for money, trying to coordinate when they're going to come in. We've seen it. Tevin put up multiple videos on it. The statue guy, I believe it was 6K. There was a 9K video that I can't find. He fucking talks to these people in emails and in Discords, and he tries to arrange this shit. We know it's true. So he can say whatever he wants, but that's bullshit. But yeah, getting back to this. I really don't care. They don't understand and they never will. Now, you know, people had said that Planet Jeff had lost his wife, and that's a fucked up thing. I would never wish that upon anybody, ever. And so I can maybe understand him just, you know, in a time of grief, maybe latching on to DSP streams. Maybe he can't find something in real life, and, you know, this is the way that he releases stress, or he, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's cathartic to him. But why would you say this in public, man? They don't understand and they never will. What did DSP do? Did he come to your fucking house and be with you during that grief? Was he there holding your hand? No, he wasn't. He doesn't give a shit about you unless it's money. He might have emailed you back and forth a few times, but I guarantee you money was discussed in those emails. He's not your friend, man. He doesn't feel that way about you. He doesn't feel any type of way. Remember, his viewers are not his friends. Do you remember that? And then, you know, Jeff just revealing shit like, I do find it funnily ironic I named a cat a little before the little Jasper reveal. And then in parentheses, I had no idea. Like this shit's funny. I had no idea DSP had a cat. Who fucking cares? Like, what are you saying this for? Why are you telling his chats? It's like they give a shit. It's like he's having, again, it's back to the OIC shit where he thinks he's a part of this. He thinks he's DSP. He thinks they're a team. He's telling everybody in chat, I had no idea DSP had a cat. Who gives a fuck, man? And the fact that you have to attach money to this to get him to read this shit should tell you everything you need to know. And one last thing on this. You see where massive is capitalized? Going back to one of those OIC messages where he was talking about the Vest streak ending, but it was massively positive and awesome. Massive was capitalized as well in that message too. Just, you know, just a coincidence, but just something to keep an eye on. Again, I had talked to people before. I don't think they're the same person, but, you know, maybe they are, maybe they're not. It's just something to watch for. All right, this is going to be the last message for this video. So obviously you can see the amount that was tipped. What have I just tuned into? Haha, Phil, love you and your contributions to the gaming world. Game on, brother. Okay. He has contributed to the gaming world, whether we like him or not. That's not up for debate. He absolutely has. But again, more of the love you. Why are these guys in love with this guy? What is going on? What is happening in this fucking world that these people are in love with DSP? Your contributions to the game. I mean, you could have included that they were negative contributions, acting like a little bitch. You know, where am I playing? You still haven't told me. Come in to run your fucking tournament for you. What fucking contributions? Fourth place at Evo? Are we talking 15, 16 years ago? Anyway, it's just more of this. And he had to attach $200 to tell him that he loves him. That should fucking tell you everything you need to know about these people. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up on this one. Again, in the comments, that will tell me everything I need to know. Whether you want to see more. This is only maybe like 10-15% of all the messages that I had gone through, that I screenshotted, etc., etc. So I've got more. If you want to see more, let me know. I will upload. Let me know the improvements I need to make. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know if you think this is a waste of time. And if it is, I just won't make any more. It'll be a one and done type thing. Let's do the shout out segment of the stream today. We're going to give shout outs for all the contributions. Shout out, obviously, praise be almighty. What's up, homie? Congratulations on getting partnered and doing your thing. It's beautiful. Shout out to GTG. That's a homie right there. And Lee, big ups, doing his thing, coming up in the world. And obviously the OGs, Snort Burnell, David Davidson, Mr. Hut Stuff, you know, James the Lesser, obviously, shout out. Agent Proper, that's a homeboy right there. That's a real one. Shout out to Agent Proper. And just all the people that don't get love, man. I mean, I see Semicolon, he started uploading. Oh, shout out to Sunspot Gallery for doing his bacon sweats. Those are good. I saw Winter, he was uploading. That's 100% a lie. Stop uploading. I don't know what happened there. But just shout out. And then shout out to the homeboys that I always see in the comment section. I've been away from the DSP restreams. Dark Dave Mears, shout out to you, homie. But to my homies in there too. What's up to Jay? That's a homeboy right there. JG Winnell. Max Reyes Sosa. Jay Wells' cousin M Hell. You know, shout out to everybody that I always see in the comment sections, man. Y'all always bring good shit for me to read. Y'all have good contributions. Shout out to Kiwi Farms. I love reading Kiwi Farms. I ain't been there in a minute, but you know, I love reading Kiwi Farms. I'll probably go back. Just shout out to everybody, man, and let me know in the comments. Like I said, I don't care if you like the video or you dislike it. I don't care if you sub. I don't care about none of that stuff. Just let me know if you want to see more, and I will look into it. Until then, man, I'll holler at you. Yep. All right, what's up, boys and girls? In this video, we're going to look at a few more messages from OIC. These don't happen to be as outlandish or ridiculous as the last video, but they still serve a purpose to just kind of get you into this guy's mindset and, you know, what he's thinking when he gives Dave money, what he's thinking when he gets excited when Dave puts on the vest, etc., etc. Look at a few more Planet Jeff video or messages. I think these are more interesting than the last video, especially the last two, and you'll see why when we get to them. And then a third participant in this series. If you've ever been in the restreams, maybe you've heard the name Technical 2070 before. If not, he's I don't want to say special. I'm trying to tread lightly because he may have some issues. I don't know. But then again, I'll go into more detail when we get to it. This guy supposedly works a full-time job. And so, you know, you'll see. One thing I do want to put forward, one theory is when Dave got that email a couple of months ago, when he started crying and Some people said he wrote it to himself, which I thought was funny. I think it came from Technical 2070. You'll see why as when we get into the video, but for some reason it just strikes me as that guy sent that email to him, and then Dave stuffed his fucking face with 2 Whoppers afterwards after crying. So that's the third part of the video. Just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to everyone that commented, liked, subbed on the last video. I really wasn't expecting that, man. So thank you. Shout out also to Ann Lee. He gave me a great, very detailed review and critique. So I took some of what he said to heart. Steve of the Dead, he put out a good video recently on psychological perspective of the DSP Twitch rant. So, he's got some good stuff there. And Sunspot Gallery, and he gave me some love on the last one, and he gave me a boost there. So really appreciate it. One other thing I want to say is in the comment section, if you can think of somebody that you want to, me to look into, if you remember some weird messages or just somebody in general, post their name in the comment and I'll look into them as well. I've got some people lined up already. But if there's somebody you want to look at, man, just post them in the comment, and again, let me know what I can do better, what you didn't like, etc., etc. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we have the first message. It's a 500 bitch here from OIC. It says, wow, 815 sub count now. I was going to comment on how we were keeping strong at 809, but 815 is really amazing. And I haven't even gifted any in a few days now, so I was expecting it to drop below 800, not gonna lie. All right. So this was during the best streak last year. And he's excited, and that's understandable. He's excited for the marathon goal, or whatever goal was about to be hit. He was excited for it, and I understand that. The issue I take with it, or the problem is, he might as well be patting himself on the ass here. He was responsible for like 25% of these subs. One fucking person responsible for 25% of all the subs. And that's not even a debate, that's a fact, and I can prove it on the next screenshot. But he got as high up at one point to 300 subs, and DSP was at 900. That's 33% coming from one guy. And in my estimation, my opinion, he was like 20% of DSP's bids at this time. The dude just showed up every day, and he cheered multiple times a day. Him and Lycifer Soul. They were just constantly there. You saw in the last video talking about how he watched DSP religiously and was almost there every day. Plus, he's responsible for, he's supporting DSP's lifestyle, man. It's like him and 7 or 8 other people. Those people are responsible for like 75% of DSP's tips. This guy's responsible for 25 and up to 33% of his subs. In my estimation, 20% of his cheers are coming from this guy. It's a one-man army funding this entire fucking operation, man. And this is also why it relates to today. Why DSP went on that rant the other day. Why he's demanding an apology, and why he's basically telling Twitch to immediately reinstate him in the partnership program. Look how much fucking money he's losing from one insane person. From one guy, bits and sub money. This guy's insane. DSP's insane too. If DSP thinks his growth is organic and he's crowdfunded and he has this positive support and he's this positive influence, he's fucking insane. But look at this guy. He's in there essentially bragging, patting himself on the back, telling the other Paypigs, hey, I'm glad you did your job. You kept it steady. Now I don't have to drop another 300 sub bomb. This is just insanity, man. All right, here we go with the next message. The proof that this guy is at least 25% of those 800 subs from the last message. So it's 100 bitch here from OIC. 196 total gifted subs. or hopefully a vest streak of 196 tonight. Love you, Phil. I mean, there's 196 total gifted subs, and he's bragging about this. And again, with the love you, Phil shit. He's essentially trying to buy his love. And notice DSP never says that shit back to you. That should tell you something right there. You're constantly telling him that you love him, and he doesn't say it back to you. I mean, if you can't comprehend what's going on there, I don't know what to tell you. But 25% of the subs from one person, it got up to 33%. And again, you can just see why DSP is so pissed about losing Twitch. One fucking guy, man. All right, here's message number 3. 350 bitch here from OIC. It says, here's another 350 bits for hitting the vest goal once again, Phil. Was worried for a moment there. Just, again, there every single day, throwing money on top of money. The dude already hit the vest goal, and here's apparently bits just for hitting the vest goal. I mean, what's the point? Money on top of money. Here you go. Every day has to send these. You can't just type that in chat. You have to send him bits. Trying to buy his love. And then was worried for a moment there. I'm sure you were fucking worried. I'm sure you didn't have a $99 tip on standby ready to go. Fuck out of here. All right, message number 4. 100 bitch here from OIC. Well, man, it was a good 4 months of support, but the vest has been on life support for the past few weeks now. I guess all good things must eventually come to an end. I mean, just another example of a pointless cheer. He knew the streak was going to continue. I mean, again, I'm sure he had the tip on standby just in case. I just don't see the point of these. But it's just more proof of him being in there, just gifting subs, just giving cheers. 20% of cheers came from this guy. 33% of subs came from this guy. You could also look at this as a subtle hint to the other Paypigs, trying to make them feel bad. It was a good 4 months, but the vest has been on life support for the past few weeks now. I mean, imagine trying to be a real fan of DSP, and you got to hear this fucking guy sending money and cheers like this all the time. It's pointless. It's just pointless. All right, message number 5. 350 bitch here. Essentially the same as the last one. It wouldn't surprise me if this was the next day. Look at this. He put on the vest. He put on the vest. I mean, you realize what you sound like when you type this shit out? You know when DSP says, people love the vest. You guys really love the vest. Who do you think he's talking to? Look at this message. You can't just type this in chat. You have to send him money. And for what? Because he put on the vest. Are you kidding me, man? Just more waste of money, more cheers, more insane fascination with not only DSP, with the vest of all fucking things. I just don't understand. All right, so here we have message number 6. 100 bitch here. So much for this game being only 20 to 25 hours long. With all these fetch quests and side quests, we are already at 16 hours of gameplay or something, with only one major dungeon so far. Hopefully the story picks up soon. Who does that sound like to you, man? Who do you know that sits there and bitches and complains about the game? That he can't make any progress in a quote-unquote 4-hour session? Why do you think you can't make any fucking progress, man? Because you're sitting there banning people all the time. Because you're having to stop to read down to read these dumbass cheers. Because you watch every single cutscene and you just sit there falling asleep. You put the controller down and don't move until somebody tells you what to do. You're staring at chat trying to find somebody to ban. I mean, this sounds exactly like what DSP says. It's almost Derek to an extent. He's saying what DSP wants to hear, or he's giving DSP a chance to say, oh, that's right, OIC, I agree with you. See, I agree with you there. This game sucks. 2 hours of gameplay tonight and haven't made any progress so far. Well, I wonder why that is. Fucking idiot. Alright, message number 7. 100 bit year. I'm not gonna lie, I only included this one just to look at Dave on look at him. Look how fucking miserable he looks, man. You know, I know that they say you shouldn't judge somebody on how they look, or you shouldn't make fun of people's looks. But there's one thing I believe in life, and that's, you know, what you put out, it comes back to you. When you put out positive, it comes back to you. Negative, it comes back to you. When I look at DSP, to me, his outside personality or his outside appearance matches his inside personality. That's fucking karma right there. That's perfect, man. The type of person he is on the inside matches that outward appearance of his. Anyways, the dumb cheer says, fun fact, when YouTube first introduced the thumbs up, thumbs down feature, all 5-star ratings you gave were converted to thumbs up, and 1-star ratings were converted to thumbs down. Nothing happened with 2 to 4-star ratings. Well, thank God you told me that, OIC. I mean, what was I going to do without that fucking information? What is the point of this? And I remember watching the audio clip of this, and DSP had to pretend like he was interested. Oh, really? Wow. Man, that's awesome. All right, moving on. Just stupidity, man. There's no point. There's no fucking point. All right, message number 8. So we go to Planet Jeff now. Donated $20. Says, wow. Catching up from vacation and find out I was part of some BS controversy. You do get it all, for sure. No, I didn't go away. No, I didn't charge back. And no, it's none of anyone's business what I do with my disposable funds. Game on, Phil. And you know what, Jeff? You're right, man. It's not your business, or it's not our business, or anybody else's for that matter, what you do with your money. That's your money. The problem is you're not giving it to a legit charity. You're not spending it on yourself or your family. You're giving it to a guy who's a known fucking liar. A known liar. Once you give it to somebody like that, then anybody's got a fucking right to question that. Anybody, man. A guy that has all these fucking coincidences happen to him, you know? He has a tax problem and a tax fundraiser marathon, save the house marathon, and then coincidentally afterwards flies some whore in from across the country multiple times. And yes, I call her a whore, because if Subaru Man is truthful, she was still with him while talking to DSP. You know, what a fucking coincidence. Then he has, another tax fundraiser. What was it, 17,161, something like that? And not even weeks, man, days after that, he's on vacation, flying across the country, getting married. Supposedly his parents paid for it all. Well, that's a hell of a coincidence, DSP. You had your stupid little fundraiser, and then you just happened to do that. And then I recall a recent, I don't know if y'all remember this, there was a recent marathon of $3,000 because he wasn't getting his Twitch payment, and he was sure of it. And do you remember, can anybody tell me what happened then? Because I could have sworn he got paid by fucking Twitch. So no, man, if you were giving to a fucking charity, or you were spending it on your family or something like that, probably nobody would say anything to you. Nobody would mess with you. But you're not doing that. You're giving it to a fucking liar, man. A guy that's fucking addicted to mobile games. Will say anything just to get that money from you. And I mean, Jeff, I would feel bad for you. I mean, it's not like you just came out and straight said, fuck the trolls, or fuck the detractors, or anything like that. I mean, I can't understand why anybody would fuck with you, Jeff. And what's that, Planet Jeff? You just sent $10 to DSP in bits and said, fuck the trolls out of nowhere? Oh, well, fuck me then, right? I mean, I wonder why somebody would fuck with you, Jeff. I wonder why. It's not like you're baiting them or anything. It's not like you're shit-talking them. I wonder why somebody would fuck with you. I wonder why when you got doxxed, they went to your company's website and posted all that shit. What are you doing, man? Why are, 1,000 bits to DSP just to say that in front of everybody? And you wonder why there's fucking repercussions, and you wonder why people would go after you. Oh, what's that, Planet Jeff? I hereby bequeath Sir Darkside Phil some funds, primarily due to the stupid fucking trolls. They've seriously DM'd me about 10 times so far tonight. You annoy me, you measly midges. Fuck the fuck off and whatnot. Way to fucking stick it to the trolls there, Jeff. Like giving DSP $20 and essentially putting a target on your fucking back. 200 IQ move there, man. I can't blame you. I hereby bequeath Sir Dark. Who fucking talks like that? What is wrong with you, man? This doesn't make sense. And there was another clip that I couldn't clip it because it was too long. But there's another one where Planet Jeff gives him like $50, $100, and says, "Here, this is to stick it to the trolls." That's his exact quote. Stick it to the trolls. And then DSP, yeah, Jeff just gave me $100 and said, stick it to the trolls. He's sticking it to you. And it's just like, you're both fucking stupid. You're both fucking stupid. Jeff is stupider. DSP stupid, but Jeff is just dumb and dumber over here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, message number 11, Planet Jeff, $250. And by the way, I only included this just so you can see the smash the taxes tip bar there. $5,000, 10 hours to go. 10 hours to go for what? For the IRS breaks into your house and says, give me monies? The IRS is just gonna fucking break in. 10 hours to go. Anyways, for the love of God, please don't dab. Happy birthday, Phil. Hope you and Kat have a great trip. Everyone needs and deserves the occasional vacation. Glad to hear you're doing that. Recharge. And what did he do with your $250? His smash the taxes tips goal. I don't even know what to say at this fucking point. I mean, $250. The guy's lying to you. 10 hours to go. It's a fucking IRS emergency. They're going to break down the door any fucking minute. It's going to be a hatchet duel, an axe duel. Fucking idiots. All right, so here we have a message from a young man by the name of Technical 2070. Like I said in the intro, I'm trying to tread somewhat lightly with this guy because I don't know if he's got some issues. I did hear him say in a cheer or a tip, I believe, that he works full time and he comes home from work every day and watches DSP. He could have been lying. Who knows, man? But anyways, the message reads, and I know it's hard to see, but it reads, "You're the greatest of all time, Phil. My hero and the man. Have a healthy springtime." And one thing I noticed with all this guy's messages, literally every tip he sends in, he tells Phil that he's his hero, he's his idol. It's just ridiculous. And Phil, every time he gets a message from this guy, he speed reads right through it. If he's embarrassed, he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. A lot of these messages, and by the way, a warning that the next two messages from this guy are going to have to be clips because these are all within the last 6 months where DSP disabled the tip messages, so I can't screenshot them. So we're going to have to take DSP's word for it that that's what was in the message. But you'll see how he just speed reads through them and how he doesn't give a shit. This guy's literally telling him he's his hero, he's his idol. And DSP just blows right past it. Just another fucking tip for him. But yeah, I don't know if this guy is, how old he is, what he does for a living. He just comes home every day and watches DSP. And I kind of feel bad for the guy to an extent, but you can only feel bad so much,
And yeah, you're right. Shout out to Technical 2070 who just showed up and resale for 6 months. You're my hero and idol. I love this game. And Jasper, how are you? We're doing well.
So, and I cut off Phil's reaction there, but it's just essentially, oh, we're well, and I shouldn't be anyone's idol. And then he just gets back to the game. But there's another one. You're my hero and idol. And Phil just doesn't give a shit, man. Just, you know, I hear this every day, and blah, blah, blah. You're my hero and idol. Here's money. Here's money. You're my hero and idol. Here's money. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say, man. I mean, it's just, again, I don't know what this guy's issue is, if he has issues. I don't know what his end goal is, to just be broke and have DSP have all his money and then say, you're my hero and idol, but I can't give you money. Well, that's another good point. What are you going to do when you don't have money and you know, he's your hero and idol and you're just saying it in chat and he's not reading it? Then what's going to happen, man? I don't get it.
And then Technical 2070 tipped me $1.30 and said, you're my hero. I had a panic attack. You helped me calm down earlier with anxiety tips from an old Ask the King. Keep up the great work and give Jasper extra treats.
All right, and that's the last little clip. So apparently this guy had a panic attack, and he went to a DSP Ask the King video and looked up tips for panic attacks. And that's how he calmed down, apparently. And notice he threw in the little, you're my hero. Had a panic attack, you're my hero. Went to DSP's Ask the King and calmed down. You gonna tell me something's not fucking wrong with this guy? I mean, again, I don't understand, but it's just more of the same thing every single time. You're my hero, you're my idol. I had a panic attack. How's Jasper? Give him treats. And again, DSP just speed rushing through it, doesn't give a shit. You had a panic attack? Holy shit, man. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, I hope you're better now. No. Just, we're good, and thanks for the tip. And then move on to the next one. So, you know, anyways, the next video, I'm going to go a little bit more into this guy. Again, it's hard to do because the messages don't pop up on the screen, and I can only clip so much. But we'll get into him a little more. We're going to look at Lisa Persol as well. I'm going to start to focus away on OIC. I'll try and include messages that I can find on him. But again, if there's anybody that you want to hear, that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll go ahead and look into them. All right. Thank you again for the support, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Just anything you got to let me know in the comments, let me know. Go ahead and subscribe so you can get the next one, part 3, because there will be a part 3. And until then, man, I'll holla at you. Yep. All right. What's up, boys and girls? Part 3 of the series here. I'm not going to spend too much time on the intro like I did before. We're going to dive right into it. I just want to give a quick shout out to Sunspot Gallery for his Bacon Sweats video. Again, those are really good. I love those. But in one of the recent ones, I saw a patriarchy mention, and I saw the message. And if I hadn't seen that message, I probably wouldn't have included him in this series, because that message made me think of some other messages I had heard from him. So shout out to Sunspot for including that. We're going to have 3 participants in this series today. We're going to start with a gentleman by the name of Battle Duck 9000, who just has way too much time on his hands. We're going to move over to, obviously, the patriarchy. Again, just this one is more the evolution of a Paypig. And you'll understand why when I get to it. I'll go in more depth. And then the main event of the fucking video is, geez, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to prepare you for what you're going to witness. But the main event of the video is Lisa Persol. And it is a mess. It is a mess. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Again, thank you for watching the previous 2 videos, subscribing, liking. I'm starting to notice some dislikes on the video, so I think we got some of his people in here, but it's all good, man.
All right, first message. BattleDuck 9000 has tipped $5.99. And this was earlier on. So maybe 4 years ago, something like that. He's been a Paypig for a minute. But he started off like all Paypigs do, just barely tipping his toe in the water. Dipping his toe in the water, I should say. Just kind of, testing it out. Little $5.99 here, 100 bitch here's, etc., etc. So he tips $5.99 and says, other streamers also get attacked by trolls, but they have either time or money that they can afford to throw at the problem to counter it. Something you can't afford to do in your current situation. P.S. Happy New Year. May it be better than 2018. So that tells you right there. It's New Year 2019. So it's only 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. But, even back then, your situation, how has your fucking situation changed from then to now? It's gotten worse, even though you're making probably more money. You've gotten a bankruptcy that cleared most of your major fucking bills, cleared damn sure all of your bad debt. And you got this moron here, here's $6. The fuck's he supposed to do with that, by the way? But here's $6. Other streamers get attacked by trolls, but they either have the time or the money that they can throw at the problem. This fucking guy's got nothing but time and money. That's all he has. He doesn't have anything else. He's got fucking plenty of time. He's got a bunch of money. He makes more money than you. I don't even know what the fuck BattleDuck does. I don't know if this guy's been doxxed before in Kiwi Farms. I don't know anything about this guy. But I bet Dave's got more money than you. And he's damn sure got more free time than you. Especially BattleDuck coming through with those $100 tips lately and shit. This guy's got nothing but time and money. But again, he's in the early stages of pignosis and the evolution of a Paypig. He's in the very early stages. It's just messages like this, man, that you try to get into these people's minds, but it's like, what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? If there's one thing or two things that DSP has, it's fucking money and time, brother. Whatever, let's get to the next one. All right, and here we have message number 2 from BattleDuck. Tips $5 and says, random tip of the day. Don't use thugs on the floor for your ringtone if you're waiting in quay at the bank. I mean, this is one of the stupidest fucking messages that I've come across. This is right up there with OIC's message from the first video or the second video, whichever one it was, where he's stating the YouTube fun fact of the day. What the fuck is DSP supposed to do with this? What is anybody supposed to do with this? You're trying to be funny, but it's incredibly stupid. Number one, who's going to play that fucking music outside of sitting in his stream? And number 2, yeah, you probably are in quay at the bank. You need to fucking be there to add DSP as a beneficiary in case something happens to you so he has access to your fucking money. Random tip of the day. $5 to say this shit. $5, man. Whatever. All right, and here we have message number 3. A 300 bitch here. He says, aw shucks, now I have to raise it. And when I was watching this clip, so each clip that I watch, I scroll back for a while to pay attention to, and he had cheered 100 bits. And for whatever reason, like a minute or two later, he cheers 200 bits. And then a couple of minutes go by, and then he sends this message and says, aw shucks, now I have to raise it. And then he cheers 300 bits. He's not competing against anybody. It's his name on the leaderboard, nobody else's. He just wanted to keep hearing his name said over and over and over. And, when I picked the messages, I was unsure about including this one, but we're just trying to get you into the mind of this guy. He's competing against himself. There was no other name on the leaderboard except his, and he just kept raising it for some reason. And just be aware, the next clip is going to be an audio clip, so you're going to have to hear DSP's voice.
And to BattleDuck 9000, who did a 100-bit cheer and said, hello. Well, I was not here at 9:33 a.m. BattleDuck, but I thank you very much for that cheer. Thank you.
Okay, so apparently the guy was just sitting around on DSP's stream with nobody in particular. DSP wasn't streaming. And sometimes, you know, you get Golden Colts or whoever cheers overnight and they ask some type of question. They say something. They at least have something to contribute. And this guy, and now this guy might be in Europe. This guy may be somewhere else, so the time zone don't line up. But he's literally just sitting on DSP's page. I don't even think you can get in the chat if he's not streaming. And he's sending bits saying hello. When DSP's not there. What type of shit is that, man? Why are you... Just give the guy money. What the fuck is the point of this? Get your checkbook out and write him a check, why don't you? Sending money while the guy's not fucking... Like, I've been in dark days before in the chat post-stream. You know, just talking to some guys, whatever. At least having a conversation with somebody. Not talking to yourself. Sending money to Dave and saying hello when he's not even fucking there. What's wrong with you? All right, and here we have message number 5. Just a continuation. Look at this, man. 500 bitch here and says derp. And this didn't have anything to do with the stream. Like I said, I go back and watch, you know, prior to these cheers and tips and shit. And this had nothing to do with anything. He literally just sent 500 bitches. 500 bits and just says derp. And DSP reads it off and, you know, just blows by it, go on to the next one. And just, again, getting you into the mind of this guy. And the next one's going to be the last message. And I think it's fitting. You'll see. All right, 6th and final message from Battle Duck. He tips $20, and this is fucking fitting. This is perfect right here. Don't mind me just depositing into that vest fund. Battle Duck, what has your return on investment been so far from that vest fund that you deposit into every week? What has your ROI been, buddy? Do you know if you had been depositing this money into a CD, a savings account, an IRA, something in 2030, whenever you retire? I don't know how old you are, but whenever you retire, dude, you could have possibly tripled your money, man. But you're depositing into an imaginary vest fund. And you know what that vest fund really is, right? It's called a Scopely fund. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? And this is the evolution of the Paypig here. He's going from $5.99 here, 300 bitch here, $5, $6, $20, and now you see him weekly in there at $100, putting it into that vest fund, getting that sweet, sweet ROI. How much have you made in that fucking vest fund, man? You could be depositing this money. You could be doing something with this money, dude. You could be spending it on yourself, even if you don't want to save it. But it's going to the vest fund. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, now for this part of the video, we're going to move on to the patriarchy. Shout out to Kurt Finley, by the way, who commented on one of the videos. And I know this term has been used before, but he reminded me of the drive-by tipper. And patriarchy, along with the evolution of a Paypig, and you're going to see it here again, he's also a notorious drive-by tipper. And, you know, the messages will show you, but shout out to Kurt Finley for that. So the first message states, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but he tipped $5, and this was 3 years ago, possibly. I haven't had a chance to catch your streams for a while, but here's a tip until things cool down on my end. So essentially admitting he hasn't been watching the streams, he's not watching the content, shows up, gives money, and it wouldn't surprise me if he just left afterwards. So the evolution of the Paypig and the art of the drive-by tip. Here we go. All right, message number 2, essentially the same thing, $5 tip. Wanted to play this myself, but I thought I'd pop in quick and give you a celebratory tip for outlasting yet another. Never quit. And I don't know who he was talking about there, Pro Jared, or just fucking pick one from the hat, because you know there's a bunch of them. But, you know, basically admitting that he's not going to watch the stream because he's going to play the game himself. But here, I'm showing up and giving you money just because you command me to, you order me to. I mean, what's the point, man? If you want to play the fucking game, play the game, dude. You don't need to show up and give this guy money and not watch the content. You're not getting anything in return. Here we go again with the return on investment. What's the point of this? All right, message number 3 from Patriarchy. $47 tip. Can't stick around. Got to play this myself first. All this talk about carrying and walking is pretty thematic for the playthrough, though, huh? Happy trails. I mean, same thing as the first two. Not gonna watch, admitting to not watching, not gonna stick around. $47, and for what? So DSP could read that, say your name, say thanks to the patriarchy, put your name on the board, and move on. Because that's all that's gonna happen. He's not gonna say anything else about you. Maybe at the end of the night, thanks to patriarchy. And you're not even fucking there to hear it. $47. Here we go. Evolution of the Paypig. $5. $5. 300 bitch here. $47. Waste of money. All right, message number 4. And this is fucking Pignosis right here. This is Pignosis magic. So he donates $40. Great interview with the quartering. Pay those bills and keep on trucking. First off, that interview with the quartering sucked. All right, that's a fact. Pay those bills and keep on. Here's $40. I'm not even gonna watch. Pay those bills. You know, the bills that DSP claims take 2 hours to sit there and pay. Meanwhile, I can pull out my phone and within 5 minutes, fucking pay 2 bills online. What is he doing that takes 2 hours to pay his fucking bills? He's lying to you, man. And you're giving him $40. You're not watching the fucking content. Again, evolution, $47, $40. What happened to the $5? Was that not good enough? You're not even watching the fucking content. What are you doing? Keep on trucking. And he's gonna keep on trucking with your fucking money, Holmes. All right, message number 5. $50 tip. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this with you. A 50, and there's the perfect picture of DSP running away with your fucking money. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this with you. $50. And it's perfect. That's what DSP needs. That's what he survives on anyways.